From this Reddit post, we have what looked like to be leaks of the 2025 Honda Civic specs in Canada. And this will give us a little bit of an idea of what they'll do here in the United States. The links, which link to the Canadian news website, have since been taken down. I tried looking for cached web pages or used the Wayback Machine, but unfortunately I have had no luck. If you search 2025 Civic Canadian specs on Google, it'll give you an AI-generated overview that will contain a lot of the correct information along with the links that were taken down. So these rumors do seem to be legit, but I would definitely take what I say with a grain of salt. Luckily, we do have some clear screenshots of the hatchback specifications, so I am able to give you some information here. So starting with the powertrains, there are now 3 trims for the Canadian hatchback, where it was previously 2. It's now the Sport Hybrid, and the Sport Touring Hybrid. The sedan will come in 4 trims: the LX, the Sport Hybrid, and the Sport Touring Hybrid. The LX and Sport trims are going to come with the 2-liter inline-4 engine, and there's some disappointing news here. The engine now makes 150 horsepower and 133 pound-feet of torque. This is a decrease of 8 horsepower and 5 pound-feet of torque. The decision makes no sense, and I wonder why Honda made this choice here. Could it have been for emissions? But it's a small engine with a small power output, so I don't think this should be an issue here. Perhaps it could have been for fuel economy. Maybe it would have been beneficial to use the 1.5-liter turbo as the base engine because it makes more power, is generally more fuel efficient, and it probably isn't much more to manufacture than the 2-liter. The 10th gen hatchback models also had its standard, but that's wishful thinking, I guess. The Sport Hybrid and the Sport Touring have the 2-motor, 2-liter axis and cycle hybrid, and this will make over 200 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque. It'll use Honda's eCVT, which really isn't a transmission. This exceeds expectations because we've already known about the hybrid in Europe. It's been on sale for like at least a year now. And we know that makes 181 horsepower with the same torque figures. It also makes it a little bit more appealing when compared to the Toyota Prius because it beats its horsepower figure because the Prius makes 194 horsepower. This also makes the same power with even more torque than the Honda Civic Si and the Acura Integra. And it'll likely be faster in a straight line when compared to those two because of the instant torque of the electric motors. It also shows how Honda has stagnated the Si line in general, but more information on that in a little bit. The hybrid won't be getting a spare tire and will be getting a spare tire kit instead. This is likely due to the battery probably taking up some space in the rear. The hybrid trims also will have a regenerated braking paddle shifters that are also going to be mounted to the steering wheel. Going back to the Si, that will remain a constant, and the 1.5-liter turbo engine with the manual will be exclusive to that line. If you want a manual on any other trim such as the Sport or the Sport Touring, you're out of luck, and you should probably head over to your local Honda dealer and claim those while you still can. The Si will still have the disappointing 200 horsepower, but the features will remain the same. But remember that this is for Canada, and in Canada, the Si is actually more expensive than the Sedan Touring, and because it has a lot of its features. So it's pretty fair in my opinion. I just hope that the American market can get some of the features that they took out that the 10th gen Si still had. For the Si, the colors are slightly changed. There's no more Sonic Gray Pearl, which is replaced with Urban Gray Pearl. Fog lights will be gone. This one isn't too surprising because we've seen the teaser for the refresh already, and it didn't feature the fog lights. I'm curious about the future of the Si line. Hopefully they'll continue to make it and make it hybridized, maybe like the Honda Prelude that's supposed to be coming up. The trim features seem to be pretty similar to what we already have in the United States. And I don't think they'll be trickling down a lot of features from the top-end Touring trim to other trims based on this release here. For example, the digital gauge cluster, the 9-inch display, parking sensors, wireless charger, they're all still exclusive to the top Touring trim. I don't know why the 9-inch infotainment screen specifically is still a top trim's feature. That's something that should be trickled down to other trims. That being said, the 9-inch infotainment does get a Google built-in, similar to the Honda Accord. In general, I'm not seeing any new features. I guess they didn't want to add any because of the Acura Integra. For Canadian markets, the LXB does get blind spot monitored again, and USB ports are now USB-C instead of USB Type-A. The colors for the sedan will be changed slightly too. Aegean blue is now gone in favor of a new blue called Blue Lagoon Pearl. Lunar Silver Metallic is replaced with Solar Silver, and finally Urban Gray is going to be replacing Sonic Gray Pearl. But that's all I have at the moment for the 2025 Civic. Tell me what you think down below in the comments section. And once official news comes out, I'll definitely be making a video on that. But that's pretty much it for me. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.